It's just a theory, but it's possible somebody subdued him, took off one of his shoes, injected something between his toes to cause a heart attack, and then put the shoe back on.
The ME classified the death as natural and did not mention any puncture wounds in her report.
It's possible she could have missed it, but the only way to know for sure is to exhume the body.
I'll reach out to the captain.
I already did. He said no. He doesn't think there's enough evidence to even broach the subject with his family.
We'll find something.
Does Kitty seem a little off to you? A little, I don't know,
Tightly wound?
Good detective should be tightly wound, especially one whose life may be in danger.
Well, today, after the captain said he was going to help us, she took off. She didn't even wait to say hi to Marcus.
Did she also neglect to wipe her feet when she was at the precinct?
I'm serious.
It's why you're seriously puzzles me.
Well, the last time we saw Kitty, she lied to us. She said she was going back to London, but actually she was here in New York, hunting Del Luna. She almost killed him.
I think she might be stalking new prey.
I don't know what she's doing, but it'd be nice to know we're not being manipulated again. I mean, what do you know about what she's been up to the last 2 years?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Nothing.
How could you not know anything? She was your friend.
She was my protege. A departure from my life was only a matter of time.
I'm just saying.
She's a detective now, Watson, so she's one of us. She needs our help. We give it to her. It's as simple as that.
Captain?
I'm starting to think you and Kitty are right about there being more to Cy Durden's death than meets the eye.
Why is that?
How fast can you get to Greenwood Cemetery?
I don't understand. I thought you said there wasn't enough evidence to even broach an exhumation.
There wasn't. We didn't do this. Last night, some person or persons broke into the cemetery, dug up Mr. Durning's coffin, and set what was left of him on fire. Pretty sure if there was any evidence here that proved he was murdered, it's gone now.
Ever get a sign the universe is trying to tell you something?
Clues are all around us.
Not that one. That's the one. At University of Phoenix, you could earn your master's degree in less than a year for under $11K. Learn more at phoenix.edu.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Do the shop, the soup, the man, the bump, the hustle, the shuffle. Make me wanna dance. Make me wanna dance. Bush's Baked Beans, the sure side of a good time.
When you see replacing windows and doors as another item on your to-do list, Windorama sees a project we can't wait to help you finish. When you're not sure of what to make of all the options, we'll lay the best ones out on the table and help you find your comfort zone. With Windorama, you don't have to worry about the details. You just get to enjoy the results. Let your project be our passion. Choose from our stock inventory of Andersen windows and doors, available for pickup or fast delivery.
Does your firm offer personalized index investing? So I can remove a stock that doesn't align with my goals.
I'm a broker, not a barista.
Oh, looks like Schwab personalized indexing can.
Learn more about personalized indexing at Schwab today.
We can try to run some tests, but I'm not optimistic. There's probably not enough of the scene left to help track down whoever did this.
Digging up a grave at this time of year would have been quite a slog, even with that backhoe. The ground is so hard it would have taken at least an hour, and you're saying no one saw anything.
Groundskeepers are from Laos. We had an interpreter talk to them. They said they didn't see anybody suspicious last night. Said the fire was already out when they got back this morning.
Sure, I talked to Eli Kotat yesterday. That's gotta be why this happened. He got spooked, sent his guy here to clean up. Now any evidence that Cy Durdening's death wasn't natural is gone.
So if any doubt I had about Kotai's guilt, you'll have the full weight of the department behind you now. And I'll reach out to our friends across the pond, too.
I suppose that's something.
Actually, there might be something else. If I'm right, Eli Kotat's errand boy dyes his hair. These hairs are freshly shed. He must have banged his head on the roof in the dark.
Or maybe one of the workers did.
Well, you said they were Asian. These appear to be Caucasoid. You can see they're naturally grey at the root and then dyed red. I submit that Kotai's henchman isn't just homicidal, he's vain.
Probably not enough usable DNA here. I mean, there's nothing left of the follicle for a good sample.
Agreed. If we can't identify a suspect through a database, we will have to pick up a trail elsewhere.
All right, so we'll finish processing the scene here. Where do you want to start?
At the scene of the crime, no one thought was a crime. It was like Durning's home.
All right, I'll have Marcus meet you there. I'll reach out to the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, have them send a CSU team. Maybe you two want to go talk to the ME out in Paramus. Tell her to wake up. She missed a murder here.
So, as you can see, there were significant amounts of plaque in Mr. Durning's arteries. A heart attack was a long time coming.
That doesn't necessarily mean the cause of death was
The cause was a massive myocardial infarction. His heart was in tatters. That's all there in the report.
I only mean that you can't be sure what specifically brought on the attack.
How many angels can dance on the head of a pin? Which artery gave out? Which clot formed when? It's hard to say. There's a reason we have a box ticket that just says natural causes.
If you ticked the right box, then why was his corpse dug up and burnt early this morning?
Maybe someone really hated him, wanted to hurt his family. All I can tell you is when I examined Mr. Durning, there were no signs of foul play.
I don't agree. This little mark here between his second and third toe and his right foot looks like the site of a hypodermic injection.
Looks more like a flea bite to me.
Oh, that would have been one nasty flea.
And it would have had to have bitten him under his shoe, which he decided to tie left-handed for the first time in his life.
There are no visible effects you'd expect to see if you were poisoned. The lungs, kidneys, sclera, they were all normal. I don't know what you think he was injected with.
Well, that's the problem. We'll never know because you didn't order a full toxicology report. You didn't even order a basic panel.
Mr. Durning's arteries made him a candidate for a double bypass. He was overweight. He was 72 years old.
And now he's a briquette.
You've seen my report, ladies. I have nothing to add.
Maybe you just need to think a bit harder.
I need to get back to work.
She didn't miss that injection mark. She was lying, obviously. She barely looked either of us in the eye the whole time. She had her arms crossed, she had her torso faced towards the door.
Yeah, she wanted us out of there.
She got what she wanted. She should have let me give her a shoeing. You really think that would have helped? It wouldn't hurt. Well, me.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, what?
You look tired.
It's just jet lag.
Yeah, now he was already folded.
It's cold out here, Watson.
Another errand?
Let me know when you hear from Sherlock, will you? None of this makes any sense. If I was murdered, how is it nobody noticed it?
Our colleagues are looking into that as we speak. You said you remembered the Cotide case.
Oh, it got a lot of attention. After all was said and done, all they got was 4 years. Who would kill 3 people over a 4-year sentence?
The last couple of months, did you or your husband notice anything unusual? Hang up phone calls, threatening messages, that sort of thing?
No. Years ago, when Si was still working, there was harassment like that. People were not happy that they or their loved ones were going to prison. It was one of the reasons why we retired here to get away from that. I thought we had.
The day that Si died, what do you remember about the day?
I went out to do some grocery shopping. When I came back, I found him. He was on the floor, there. He was so cold. They said that he died right after I left. I keep thinking if I hadn't been in such a rush, I could have been there for him. I could have called the paramedics. But if what you're saying is true,
The person who did this might have been waiting for you to leave that day. Did you happen to notice anyone strange in the area?
that day, it's something of a blur, honestly.
There is some evidence which suggests the person we're looking for may have short cropped hair, dyed red, might be a bit older.
Yes, a man just like that was standing right outside there on the sidewalk. He smiled at me as I drove away.
And what else do you remember about him?
How sure are we this is our guy?
Mrs. Durning said that's who she saw when she left the house right before her husband's heart attack. She also remembered he was carrying a briefcase.
Good bet it contained a hypodermic needle and whatever tools he needed to break into the Dunning home.
Local PD are circulating the sketchbook. We're going to take it over to the morgue and Rams personally, see if anyone there saw this guy and made contact with the him who witnessed the murder.
I've been trying to get a warrant for Kotek's phone records. I'm hoping we can track this guy down from...
Stop shaking like a fucking crackhead.